Hezekiah became the king of Judah at the age of 25 and reigned in Jerusalem for 29 years. A faithful worshipper of the true God, Hezekiah reopened the Temple of Solomon at the occurrence of Passover, to which he gathered all the subjects of the kingdom of Israel. Hezekiah gave directives to eradicate the idols throughout his kingdom, warning his people of the retributions which befell their ancestors for abandoning the true God. After this, idolatry stopped not only in the kingdom of Judah but also in many areas in the kingdom of Israel. Therefore, God delivered him from his enemies and answered his prayers. In the 14th year of Hezekiah's reign, the Assyrian king Sennacherib, son of Salmanassar, having defeated Israel, assembled his forces to make war upon Hezekiah. He removed the high places and broke the pillars and cut down the Asherah, and he broke in pieces the bronze serpent that Moses had made, for until those days the people of Israel had made offerings to it. It was called Nehushtan. He trusted in the Lord, the God of Israel, so that there was none like him among all the kings of Judah after him, nor among those who were before him, for he held fast to the Lord. He did not depart from following him, but kept the commandments that the Lord commanded Moses, and the Lord was with him. Wherever he went out, he prospered. He rebelled against the king of Assyria and would not serve him. He struck down the Philistines as far as Gaza and its territory, from watchtower to fortified city, in the 4th year of King Hezekiah, which was the 7th year of Hoshea son of Elah, king of Israel. Shalmaneser king of Assyria came up against Samaria and besieged it, and at the end of 3 years he took it. In the 6th year of Hezekiah, which was the 9th year of Hoshea king of Israel, Samaria was taken. The king of Assyria carried the Israelites away to Assyria and put them in Hala, and on the Habor, the river of Gozan, and in the cities of the Medes, because they did not obey the voice of the Lord their God but transgressed his covenant, even all that Moses the servant of the Lord commanded. They neither listened nor obeyed. Hezekiah tried to appease the Assyrian king, Sennacherib, by giving him silver and gold from his own treasures and the temple, but this appeasement didn't last long. Dealing with the threats from Sennacherib, Hezekiah mourned, but he knew where to seek help. He sought guidance from the prophet Isaiah. Prophet Isaiah told him Sennacherib would hear a rumor and return to his own land where he would die by the sword. As Sennacherib persisted to disregard God, he sent a letter to Hezekiah. Judah's king once again returned to the temple to pray. As he laid the Assyrian's letter before the Lord, he prayed a humble, powerful supplication of faith, pleading for deliverance so all the kingdoms would know that the Lord alone is God. Hezekiah recognized it was not his own reputation that was at stake, it was God's. A second response came from Isaiah: Assyria would never enter Jerusalem, the city would be spared. The Lord held his promise to safeguard Jerusalem. The angel of the Lord slew 185,000 Assyrians that night, and those who remained retreated in defeat to Nineveh the next morning, including Sennacherib. The Lord brought the victory. As for Sennacherib, when he worshipped in the temple of his god Nisroch, his sons killed him by the sword as Isaiah had prophesied. Hezekiah was the first king since David to keep the Lord's commandments, restore right worship for the people, and to honor him as true God. Hezekiah was a humble man who called on the Lord and sought his direction by way of his prophets. The Lord turned back the immediate threat of the enemy because of the faithful prayers from Hezekiah. The Lord overturned his words spoken to Hezekiah by Isaiah because of Hezekiah's fervent prayers and heartfelt tears. In those days Hezekiah became sick and was at the point of death, and Isaiah the prophet the son of Amoz came to him and said to him, "Thus says the Lord, set your house in order, for you shall die. You shall not recover." Then Hezekiah turned his face to the wall and prayed to the Lord, saying, "Now, O Lord, please remember how I have walked before you in faithfulness and with a whole heart, and have done what is good in your sight." And Hezekiah wept bitterly. And before Isaiah had gone out of the middle court, the word of the Lord came to him, "Turn back, and say to Hezekiah the leader of my people, Thus says the Lord, the God of David your father, I have heard your prayer, I have seen your tears. Behold, I will heal you. On the 3rd day you shall go up to the